Hey, all right, friends, it's Timon. We're back with a Blaha video. We're going to react to the gym lifting, recruiting fitness, gear slaves new video he just uploaded kindly for us to react to. So, Jason Blaha in this video says, strength training gives us the resilience to handle hardships in life. Oh, it does it? Oh, strength training. What is strength training? Man, what kind of strength is there? Lifting strength, all right? You have chemical strength and then you have physical strength. So you have two types of strength, chemical and physical strength. Which one do you think is better to have? Chemical or physical strength?
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here.
Oh, by the way, I can prove what I say. So what do I mean by chemical strength? I mean, when you start lifting, you start recruiting motor units and androgen receptors where the androgens bind to give you maximal force production without building any physical muscle, which physical muscle gives you what? Physical strength. So what happens when you build myofibrillar growth, physical growth? I'm not talking about getting fat, bulking, fat, putting on weight, or I don't know, whatever these people are doing, eating carbs all day or whatever, pumping up their muscles, getting the pump. I'm talking about myofibrillar growth, muscle.
Representing Jason Blaha, Strength and Fitness. Today this is going to be a serious tone. I'm making this video and recording this as someone who just got some really bad news. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but bad news that affects me on multiple levels. And I'm having to...
He's got some bad news. It hurts him on multiple levels. Maybe he's discovered he's got heart disease or cancer. I'm not sure yet. Could be one of these. Not really sure.
Deal with stuff already this morning. Like I woke up to pretty much a 3 a.m. emergency text message. So, this is the stuff that
woke up to an emergency text message. Either it was his doctor calling him, telling him he has 2 months to live, or his client Matthias has ended his life due to failed lifting.
Reminds me of, how do I put it?
Yes, how do you
the barbell gets us strong. It builds resilience. And this is something that I think that
it builds strong. It builds resilience. Man, this is just all in your head. You're just making it up. No, it doesn't.
Have to talk about and understand.
It's your lifestyle that you're living that is causing you all these problems. If you would just live a normal, natural lifestyle like in nature, then you wouldn't have all these problems. Even if you do live in this matrix, right, this artificial world, if you could just manage to live somewhat natural, like stop taking chemical baths and your chemical, whatever, your tap water there, consistently, stop eating processed food, things like that. If you stop those things, you may become normal, yes.
The strength goes...
Oh, and stop this body destruction. This is just ridiculous.
Beyond just the physical. And when we spend time building our strength...
Did he just pray right there?
The barbell. In my case, you guys are watching, 500-pound squat there. At the age of 48, I've personally been through a lot of struggle.
Is your current...
At the age of 48, I've personally been through a lot of struggles in my life.
500-pound squat there at the age of 48. All right.
I am a child abuse survivor. I've been very vocal about that. Something I've pushed adamantly is getting abuse survivors under a barbell. I've dealt with some physical illness. I pretty much couldn't walk, was almost bedbound for 10 months straight in my early 30s, even after years of training. I had already squatted and deadlifted over 600.
That could be because of the training. That's why you ended up sick in bed.
Went through all those things and had to rebuild myself from nothing. I think people who follow...
Or it could be because he was the cause of it, him getting so fat, obese, because he couldn't stop eating the peasant slave food diet, which he promotes on his channel constantly, and lifting.
journey, remember that, like, oh wow, you rebuilt from just being a fat guy having to.
I mean, this could be like a form of punishment, self-punishment. Some people, they love to punish themselves. They believe that they deserve. This is really true. There are people out there, they believe that they deserve to suffer, so they'll get a job where it's like pure labor, like pure like suffering, and they'll work that crazy job until it destroys them because they believe they should suffer, like Blaha. He's not working. He's disabled. He could enjoy his life, walk around, go to the park, do a bunch of stuff. He could just make videos about nothing, just talking in a park with birds, and people would probably listen to him, his calm voice, or whatever he wants to talk about. But yet, he has to lift these weights consistently, day and night, running in the street, pushing a sled, eating slave food diet. I mean, yeah, okay. It seems like a form of punishment. I don't know.
Hobble with a cane to, where you are now. I've had to overcome a lot of stuff. And the thing that I've learned, my lessons under the barbell, it builds resilience, right? This stuff builds resilience. I was chatting yesterday with a coach friend of mine named Dave Lewis. He hit me up for some business advice because everyone's dealing with this economy in the coaching world. And we talked, and he's like, "Dude, why do you downplay what you do?" It was kind of funny. He's like, "You're over here. You're 48. You sit a 500 squat, unless you bench 350. Like, you get out and run. You're just like, yeah, just go run barefoot."
Like, who gives a shit how much you could pick up or put down? How heavy of a box you could lift or pick it up or drop a box on the floor. Nobody cares. Nobody sees in this world what you're lifting. They only see what you look like physically in the physical world. You understand me? You're either physically strong, big, built, physically strong, or you are skinny and weak, lifting a heavy weight and having a very droopy physique and looking like you're not worthy of having your children, a woman having your children, because you're genetically not put together. Look at him. He's bald, no hair. He's not exactly tall. He's got this very droopy physique. Who would want to procreate with Blaha? Poor genetics. He could have fixed maybe he could have fixed a good majority of his genetics if he ate natural food. But even at this point, I think it's too late for him. I'm not really sure. I mean, is it completely too late? Well, if he started eating raw meat now, his physical might change. I don't know. I mean, it's very hard for me to change my physical because I'm not growing anymore. You're not growing. People don't understand this. You stopped growing at 20. You are not growing anymore. People are like, I want to grow. You can build some muscle, but you have to injure it to cause it to rebuild. It's an injury process. You're repeatedly injuring your muscles to rebuild them, more of them. But that's the best that you could do. But in order for them to grow, now you have to be in a growth state. How do you do that? Well, you have to be protein synthesis needs to exceed the rate of protein breakdown to put you in an anabolic growth state to grow muscle because you aren't growing anymore. Get it, dude? You stopped growing. So that's why a lot of people, they complain why they're not building muscle. Well, one of them is this. They're definitely not damaging muscle fibers, so there's nothing to build anymore, right? But if you were damaging it and you were in a growth state still, you were still growing in your teenage years up to whatever, 21 or something, you were still lifting up to 21. It's a possibility you could still grow these muscles because you have enough growth hormones and things that are going on there. You're in a growth state. So no matter what you're consuming in your body, it would take that amount of food and shuffle it to build those muscles. But the problem is this, then all the resources would go there and then you would not probably be growing anymore. That's another problem. That's why people say that weightlifting will stunt your growth. Will it stunt your growth? Possibly, because now all your resources are going for what? The loss of energy and you trying to build muscle. See that? But here's the thing. A lot of people are just burning energy. They're exhausting themselves, using their muscles. They're laboring now, which is unnatural in a gym, but they're not causing micro damage to grow their muscles. So they're always making up these excuses about newbie gain limit, genetic limit, and hard gainer. Get it? Yeah.
Yeah, you just do 5K several times a week with no shoes. You push a sled barefoot down the street.
It's like
He goes, no,
it's
that's
like
not.
Blaha. He would get more out of his exercises if he just put the work in on the day, and then took the rest of the week off to actually eat raw animal products. Would make him better because he'd regenerate. He would regenerate. So no, in fact, if you're in an anabolic growth state, listen to this. If you're in an anabolic growth state where protein synthesis exceeds this breakdown, you are in a regenerative state. So the best way to regenerate you is with what? Raw animal products, raw meat, bro. Get it? So the more you eat of it, and the more you're in anabolism, the more your body's going to regenerate. So even though you stop growing as an individual, you can regenerate your body, your cells, your bone, your muscle, your skin, if you're in an anabolic growth state. But if you're not anabolic, where protein is breaking down faster than it's building up, then you cannot regenerate your body. So when Ponce de Leon, he says, well, I went to Florida. I'm looking for the fountain of youth. Bro, the fountain of youth was always there. It's raw animal products and you being in an anabolic growth state. That way, you're not deteriorating. You've actually protected yourself from any deterioration as well.
Normal. And I'm like, but it is normal. That's my normal.
Okay.
You know? And he just laughed about it. He goes, dude, that's hardcore. And you don't give enough credit. But I'm like, because it's not a big deal.
It's hardcore.
Not a big deal. You know, it really isn't a big deal. Because it's become my normal, because we just build toughness, we build resilience. And when you train and you really and truly take this serious and you spend years and years under the mark.
You don't build resilience and all that from all this training. Look at Von Moger, Caleb Von Moger. He destroyed his bicep, destroyed his knee, then he destroyed himself. Man, because you guys are physically weak. I could show you gym video after gym video where people are injuring the shit out of themselves lifting weights. So many people get injuries, so does Blaha. Because you guys are physically weak. You guys are not building yourself big and strong. You get it? You're just relying on chemical strength. You're trying to maintain something that is fake. It's fake. It's artificial strength. It's chemical. Because why else would you go to the gym? Because I want to increase my testosterone. Well, what comes with testosterone? An increase in what? Chemical strength, right? Why do people say adrenaline? Chemical strength. Why do people say my CNS? What CNS deal with? Motor units, right? See what I mean? Question is this: what happens if you build a lot of myofibrillar growth? What will happen? None of you know, because none of you are building any myofibrillar growth, because it happened in the beginning. Because what? A unique feature of eccentric exercise is that untrained subjects become stiff and sore next day due to what? Muscle damage, right? So what did they say in the NCBI? What does it say there? When the group came in the second week, they got much less damage. What was one of the proposed mechanisms? They got an increase in sarcomere in fiber, in number, in fiber. Yeah. So they're getting less damage because they gained muscle where? When they were untrained. Like it says even in nuclei overload. First training, satellite cell fusion, hypertrophy. And then it tells you reach the ceiling limit, a ceiling limit beyond where the satellite cell can donate any more extra nuclei to that domain to support further muscle growth. Yeah, it did. It reached the ceiling limit during that session. Get it? But you're not getting that damage anymore, because now your muscles are resistant from getting any more damage, because that's the process of muscle building. it is resistant from getting any more damage. So now you're a comfortable lifting slave in the gym, because it would be uncomfortable, right? If somebody was to go to a labor job and constantly get damaged, if they were to constantly get damaged, and it has to go through a remodeling an entire week, but you keep coming in to the factory lifting and you constantly got these micro tears, you'd end up with rhabdo in a hospital, in a stupor, in a coma. That's why it's protected from any more damage by the repeated bound effect phenomena. Get it? And these sarcomere in numbers you got in the beginning, it protects you from getting any more damage. So you are not getting physically stronger. You're just maintaining chemical strength. This is retardation on the highest level. All of you lifters, I got to tell you right now, in your face, all of you people out there that are lifting for chemical strength are crazy in your head. You need to go to a doctor and get examined, like this fool here, Jason Blaha, laboring and fucking maintaining this chemical stupid strength is just retarded.
Bell, it builds a different toughness it can carry over into other things, because, and for me, that's just part of my life. I've learned to just use that. And it doesn't mean that it makes us this, we're awful, bad. It's not like that. I'm not trying to say that it's like that, because it happens for women and other stuff too.
I know I'm going to get a lot of hate, man, for saying that. Here's the thing. I do what's best for me. I don't do what's best for other people. People want me to go and lift like chemical strength. They want me to, you need to practice too. You need to be like us, be a slave like us and go lift a heavy weight. Be good at lifting with chemical strength. Bro, I can lift heavy weight. I don't have to prove anything. I just go to the gym to build muscle and regenerate my body. That's what gyms are for. I don't go there to maintain chemical strength. Get it? I'm not crazy. I'm not retarded. You need to go see a psychiatrist if you're crazy enough to go there to keep maintaining chemical strength, because I gotta lift this heavy weight all the time, because if I don't, it'll go away. That is insane.
It's about just developing toughness, okay? Because what is strength training? Yes, it makes you physically strong. That physical can carry over into certain...
What is strength training? He says it makes you physically strong. It doesn't make you physically strong. It makes you good at lifting a weight. That training, what he's doing. Now, physical building myofibrillar makes you physically strong, yeah. But chemical strength doesn't make you physically strong. It doesn't. Read science. It says you could get chemically strong at lifting weights without building muscle. Yeah. Look at my community section. I posted it there. Go read it. Dude, go read it, dude.
And attributes that'll affect neurotransmitters and everything, sure. But
the first thing you get when you go to the gym, what's the first thing that kicks in? Motor units. Receptors for where the androgens are gonna bind, giving you that force production. So what is that? Chemical strength, bro. Get it? Chemical strength.
Also goes beyond that. It's the act of voluntary hardship, right? So, I mean, even if I go run barefoot, I push a sled barefoot, we do a heavy lift.
What about you running with a sled barefoot?
What are we doing with all this? What are we doing with all of it? Voluntary hardship. Okay? We are subjecting ourselves to voluntary hardship for the purpose of self-improvement.
Hardship and self-improvement. Now I'm going to tell you one more time. If you are not going to a gym to try to get some micro tears and then later going to try to build your muscle, then you are absolutely insane. You need to go see a doctor, a psychiatrist. If you are going there on a daily basis, lifting weights daily because you want to maintain some fucking motor unit and crazy receptors, because God forbid if I stop lifting for a day, this phony fucking chemical strength will go away. Then you definitely need to go see a fucking psychiatrist like this crazy person here.
Get personalized budgeting tips and insights from Scotiabank.
Of self-improvement. Okay?
You're not self-improving by enslaving yourself in a gym, lifting for chemical strength, like a retard.
For those of us who've been abuse survivors, you have to understand how powerful that is.
Yeah, see? Abuse survivor. There's a lot of people that hate themselves out there. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of people that hate themselves, and they hate you. I'll explain this. You can see it on their channels. They hate themselves. And because they hate themselves, they hate other people. Trust me. Because this isn't love. You doing this isn't, I love myself. How the fuck can somebody love themselves if they've imprisoned themselves to chemical strength to lift a heavy weight repeatedly in a fucking dungeon? This isn't love, bro. Get it? This is hate. People hate themselves. That's why they go to the gym. I don't go to the gym because I love myself. That's why I don't work out. People hate me because they're like, you don't work out, you know this, you don't that. Because I love myself. I'm not fucking insane. Get it, dude? You need to be insane to go there repeatedly to fucking maintain the stupid chemical strength. Wake up.
Okay? Because when you've been through that, or anyone who has any type of PTSD, and I don't care whether it's abuse survivors, sexual assault survivors, war, okay, the effects on the brain are the same. Okay.
Sexual abuse survivors, the effects are same in the brain. Yeah, they're all retarded. Something happened in your life. I don't know what the fuck it is, all right? The people that are out there, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you, but you need to go get examined. Go get yourself examined. Find out what's fucking wrong with you so that you could quit this madness of hating yourself, going to a gym, and self-destructing like this crazy person and other crazy people that are on the internet. Like I am longevity crazy person. That isn't longevity to age the shit out of yourself. That isn't longevity. Or that Brian Johnson or these other influencers that are out there, bro. Get it? This is crazy.
Pain becomes your normal. Like hardship is your normal. Being uncomfortable becomes your normal. Like we're
See, uncomfortable becomes your normal. Pain, hardship, these are all good things because you fucking hate yourself.
used to that. But then if you've been through those things and you learn to channel that, it's like, I'm already going to be uncomfortable. I'm already going to have hardship.
I'm already going to be uncomfortable and have hardship. You're not. You're the creator of your hardship and uncomfortability.
Then use voluntary hardship, which we are in control of. Okay? That's a whole different ballpark because now you're in control of that hardship. I get to pick that I go deadlift. I get to pick that I run down, on the pavement barefoot for 5 miles.
Yeah, you could pick your pain. I got to run on the pavement barefoot, pushing some sled down the street. The neighbors look at me retarded, pushing a sled, doing this retarded lifting. People think you're retarded. They think you're insane. You're nuts. Get it, dude? Trust me. The normal people that are watching you online know you're crazy. They make videos about this laughing. They're laughing at you.
You're in control of that hardship. And you're subjectively...
Believe me, I watch people, I observe, I know. There's some sort of trauma they're going through. They hate themselves and they hate other people because on their videos, they come out with it. It shows how much they hate themselves. And it shows how much they hate people. Yeah, trust me. It's just like Vegan Gains. He fucking hates himself. And he hates other people. Just go to these lifting channels and you'll see. They fucking hate themselves because they're lifting these goddamn weights 24 hours a day. And they talk on their videos how they hate other people. because they hate themselves. Get it, dude? So you're following these people. So if you are, you must fucking hate yourself too. Get it? You understand me? I don't hate anybody on my channel. Hell, I don't even hate Blaha. Even if he did strike my channel, he probably did me a favor. I don't know. Who cares? The point is this, bro. I don't even hate this. I don't hate myself, nor do I hate anybody on the internet. None of these influencers. I don't hate them. But here's the thing. I am observing them for sure. Like Blaha, I do make reaction videos hoping that maybe people out there would listen. Get it? They would listen one day. But they hate me so much because they hate themselves. Because they don't want to hear the truth. The truth hurts their feelings. Get it, bro? And then the first thing they do is they gotta hate you. So here's the thing. The first thing they will say, when I tell the truth in my videos, I get comments like before. Now people stop kind of. They don't write that anymore. But probably if I make a video on their so-called influencer, the first thing they're gonna write is they didn't even watch the video. They'll say, you're hating on me. You're hating on my influencer, my boyfriend called Alpha Destiny. That's the first thing they write. Hate, you're hating. Am I hating? Did you watch the video? I'm educating. There's a difference between hating and educating. But they equate it with hating because they hate themselves. Get it? Alpha Destiny hates himself. Why? Because he's a manlet, bro. Get it? It's kind of obvious. People hate themselves for whatever reasons, but when you observe them carefully, you know why they hate themselves and why they have imprisoned themselves because to do this stuff because they hate themselves and they hate other people, and so they want to imprison them or destroy them as well, like Blaha. Blaha puts out information to destroy you because he hates himself, just like he said here. All right? He hates himself, so he hates all of you. So he wants you to eat the slave food peasant diet like him because he's on food stamps. He can't eat the food I do. So the only thing he could do to retaliate when somebody talks about me on his channel, he just says, "Now that guy's crazy." But that's an easy thing to say about somebody. They're crazy. What is crazy about me though? He won't say it to your face. So then people will write me and say, "Oh, Blaha said you're crazy." Oh, yeah, so what? A crazy person calling a sane person crazy? Okay. See what I mean? I'm the most sanest person out there. But a crazy person trying to call me crazy, a sane person is insane. You understand me? And the people that are coming to me telling me that are just as insane as him, watching him. Yeah. Wake up, man. All you people are crazy out there.
Loading it for the purpose of saying, I am building a better body. I am building strength.
I am building a better body. I'm building strength. Okay, why do you need to build a better body? And why do you need to build strength? Because look at Blaha. Take a very good look at him. You want to know why? Poor genetics, get it? And the environment. He's eating the slave food diet. So he's got a very poor body, poor genetics, poor everything. So a lot of it's environmental, and a lot of it has been passed on through generations of laziness, eating slave food diets and not caring. They don't care about their offspring. See, I care about my offspring. If I was to have another child now, I eat pure meat. I would never put any garbage in my body. Not to say that the majority of my life I've been eating meat, okay? That's why I'm not so destroyed like a good majority of people at my age. They're destroyed. But me, I still look youthful and young. I have a lot of vigor because I eat a lot of meat. My teeth aren't destroyed. The dentist is jealous too. When I went to a dentist once for a checkup, he's fucking jealous because I have all my teeth fucking. They're not even drilled. And my mouth is probably like 2 cavities at the most. They were small cavities. They probably didn't even need to be drilled, but they drilled them anyways to fill them. So yeah, they're like, all my upper teeth, all my upper teeth, there's not even one tooth that is drilled. It's just my lower molars at the back. And I happen to have my wisdom teeth, okay? I never pulled them out. It's good to have more teeth to chew with, just in case, you never know. Emergency purposes. But whatever. You get the point, man. My teeth aren't destroyed, and I never even brushed my teeth as a kid. I was lazy as a kid, even in my teenage years. I wouldn't brush my teeth. Maybe that's what saved my teeth too. Not brushing and eating meat all the time because I just didn't like, I never ate fruit. I did eat some vegetable and bread and stuff like that, some carbs, whatever. But I was very careful. Yeah, no acidic fruit, that's for sure. They destroy your teeth, acidic fruit.
I am improving myself.
See? See, he's improving himself. Well, why you're improving yourself by eating slave food diet and lifting weights? No, you're destroying yourself, you fool. You're not improving yourself. That's stupid.
Okay.
He's not. None of you are. If you're lifting slaves, none of you are improving yourself, and you're not getting better.
You need to understand
You're all getting worse eating slave food diets.
the resilience that this builds to other things. It gives you strength when
No, it doesn't. It doesn't give you any strength. See, when you get on your natural diet, raw animal food, you're going to get strong. Your body is going to become very, 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 very strong. That's the very first thing people notice. Go on a carnivore compilation. Go on these vegan or carnivore channels. Go see the very first thing they notice is what? That their strength, they've got super strength. Why is that? Why do they have super strength? So why do you feel weak? Why do you feel the need to lift weights? Because, oh, I'm so weak. All right, what's making you weak? The slave food diet. Get it? Listen to me. Vegans are weak. People that eat plants are weak. People that eat meat are what? Strong. That's right. See, your instincts know that for sure. So Blaha is weak because he eats plants, rice, yams. He eats garbage. He eats slave food diet. And he's lifting weights constantly in the garage. So he's fighting an uphill battle of destruction and trying to make himself better, which is never working.
everything goes wrong. It gives you strength when your best friend
It gives you strength. No, it doesn't.
dies or your mother dies.
Oh, it gives you strength when your mother dies, when your best friend dies. It gives you strength. So you need to go hate yourself. You need to punish yourself because they died. No, when people die, you're supposed to remember all the best things about them. See what I mean? When they pass away. All I could think about when my friend passed away was all the good things about that person.
Something happens.
In other words, all the good memories that I spent with that person, that's all I thought about.
Car gets stolen. You get fired from your job. Your child has an overdose from drugs. Okay.
You get fired from your job. Your kid has an overdose from drugs. Well, don't introduce your kid to any drugs, and don't get. Who cares about jobs? Jobs come and go. Who gives a shit about jobs? They're just slave. It's just slave work. You can find a job tomorrow. Jobs are nothing. So what?
Hardships.
He equates that with being hardship.
Right? These are real struggles. When you have subjected yourself to repeated strength,
You're making your life very hard. You're subjecting yourself to slave food diets, processed food. You're subjecting yourself to punishing yourself, going to a gym, exercising as well, consistently doing things that are unnatural and unnecessary.
training, voluntary hardship to get stronger physically, it builds a stronger mental and emotional resilience. It puts you in the situation to where you know how to manage strength.
Manage strength. Look at this droopy physique. He's bodybuilding, right? He's bodybuilding. That's what he says he is. This isn't bodybuilding. I'm telling you people right now.
You know how to manage that adrenaline because you've learned to train. You've learned to
See? He wants you to manage that adrenaline, learning how to train. What's adrenaline? Chemical strength. Adrenaline to lift the weight. Get it every time you come to the gym. You get that adrenaline running, more chemical strength, right? Yeah! Yeah! Ooh. You're like pulling that weight off the floor. Yeah! Boom, man. More chemical strength so you can lift a heavy weight. Okay.
control it in a controlled environment.
Sure, yeah.
So when these real life problems
Oh, yeah.
hit you. Because they're going to hit you guys.
Man, life is what you make it. You're making those problems, dude. Hello.
They're going to hit you. When these things hit you, it keeps you from falling apart. Okay? It keeps you from falling apart because you're
It keeps you from falling apart. I'm falling apart, so I need to punish myself in the garage in my prison, lifting slave forever, bro. And eating slave food diets.
like, I know how to deal with stress. I know how
Oh
to deal
my
with trauma.
God.
I know how to deal with hardship.
Bro, you know how to cure all that stuff? Eat natural, raw animal products. It's cured everybody. Hell, they don't even need to go see a psychiatrist anymore. This depression goes away right away. People already tell you the moment they start eating their natural diet, their depression goes away. They see things differently. They become stronger. All their diseases go away, bro. Get it? Their problems. But this is not the solution to your problems by enslaving you like Blaha, eating fucking chemicals all day and lifting a weight in the garage.
Right? I know how to handle these things. Right? I know how to handle these things. Right?
Have you ever seen that channel called No Carb Life? Go there. Look at people's experiences when they started eating meat. They were all suffering like Blaha. They're all suffering. They're all suffering from something, but what saved them? Meat. They started eating carnivore diet, and a lot of them went raw. The rawer people got even better. The ones that talk about how they eat raw animal products, they're so much better.
I know how to handle these things. And that's the idea. So when we have subjected ourselves to this, we know how to do it.
So when we have subjected ourselves to this, we know how to do it. Yes.
Right? Because we trained for it. And people don't realize that.
Right? Because we trained for it to punish ourselves. Yes.
Training is training for the real world. It really is.
It really is. You're training for the real world. Yes, it really is. Yes. To abuse yourself in the real world, to abuse yourself. Okay. Eating slave food diets and being a slave. Yes. You're training yourself to get out there to slave yourself to a job and to the slave food diet. Yes.
Okay? It's training for the real world. Because we have again stepped back and said, I'm going to subject myself repeatedly to a voluntary hardship that I can control.
See? You're going to subject yourself to a voluntary hardship that you can control. No, it's out of control. It's out of control. But you are subjecting yourself, all right, to hardship for no reason, for just to see yourself be destroyed.
I'm going to learn how to manage my stress from it.
You're not going to learn how to manage your stress from that. You're not going to manage anything. Your body manages everything for you. But if you subject it to these things, then it has to start combating it. You understand me? It has to combat these stresses by how? Dealing with it chemically, whatever way it does, your human body. So every time you subject your body to these things, it doesn't like it. See what I mean? You're just a guest in that human body. You're just like there to procreate, create more DNA, and die. The body itself is keeping you alive. You're not keeping it alive. You keep it alive by eating substance, food, but you're eating the wrong food. And so now it's combative. You understand me? It can cause you problems, and that's why he's suffering. He's going to continuously suffer because of what he puts in his mouth.
And I'm going to learn how to manage my emotions from it. Because once you've been doing it a while, it's no longer about that catharsis, right? Early on, a lot of times we were training, it's a way to express our anger in a positive manner. You can get...
See? Express our anger in a positive what? Express your anger? Why are you angry? Because the food you're eating, slave food diet, and you've imprisoned yourself as a lifting slave in this gym.
frustration, you can get anger, you can get stress out, you can get all those things out of your system.
You can get them out, all of them out of your system by doing what?
Okay? Right, it's a big part of it.
It's a big part of it, eh?
All right. But eventually,
Are those 10-pound rows?
you reach a place of zen with it. You learn to reach a place of focus.
Zen focus.
To where that psychological arousal comes down. And then it gets easy. Okay? Because now it's a place of pure focus, pure control of your emotion.
You can't change your physical look on a slave food diet. Just look at the looks maxing videos. That's an experience. It shows you that the looks maxers all changed their physical looks. Their body and their face changed when they started eating raw meat. It didn't change because they went to a gym. They didn't go to a gym. They changed what they were eating. That's what changed their physical look. That's what made them stronger. That's what made them look more attractive. But Blaha, he's just making himself more unattractive. Gyms make you more unattractive. That's what they do. Get it, bro? They make you unattractive. Gyms, yes, yes. And slave food diets on top of it make you unattractive. And a combination of lifting and slave food diet will make you even more unattractive. It'll accelerate this unattraction. That's why you keep trying to do it even harder. Then you go work at it harder than last time. And then you get more unattractive. Then you look in the mirror and you look more like the mummy. More of a mummy than the last time. Get it? Yeah, man. And then you're like, can't figure out what's going on. It's like these people, the vegans, they couldn't figure out what was the cause. Like if you watch these vegan people talking about why they're no longer vegan, they're like, I didn't know what the cause was. So, or these people are like, well, I ate more vegetables and more fruit because, I went to the doctor and I was getting sick. And I talked to the doctor and I thought, okay, well, maybe I should eat more fruit and vegetable, but that's what's making you sick. So what do? They increase it. And then they get even more sick and they can't piece the puzzle together that the food they're eating is making them more sick. Get it? It's kind of obvious. If you eat more of it and then it starts making you even more sick, then what's making you sick? The food. Get it? Yeah, dude. You understand me, man? It'll make you mentally ill in your brain.
Control. There's no longer, I just got to let it go. No, we're no longer.
Yeah, let it go. That's it, attaboy.
There's a peace with it. And I think that's something I have learned.
Let it go, yes. Be
years
at peace with it, yes.
With this too, with the heavy lifting. That peace it creates. Because people know, like, dude, you're super chill when you lift. Like, you're doing rep work of 500 on a deadlift. You're repping 315 on
You're super chill when you lift. Yeah, you're super chill, yeah.
Bench, all controlled. It's a place of zen.
It's all control, yeah. It's zen now, yeah, that's it.
It's a place of calm. It's a place of center.
Oh, yeah.
So now we are able to do things that most people consider impossible, extremely difficult. The average person, for you to come over and rep 500 on a deadlift would just chalk it up. And no. Come on.
Oh, yeah. See?
For those of us in the hard
Here we go, pushing the sled again, slave.
for a lifting world, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, okay.
The average person, that's crazy. You're now doing things that most people
The average person, that's crazy? What?
would consider impossible or insanely difficult.
Impossible or insanely difficult. Well, this is insane.
Place of calm, in a place of control, in a place of focus, to where it's just not a big deal.
Yeah, sure.
That is learning to manage. When you've done that, you've learned to manage your adrenaline response. You learn to manage your emotional response to things. So when these big, real life things hit you, and they're just as psychological arousing, like in a major emergency event, is just as hard. It's going to happen.
Nothing you do in your life matters. The only thing that matters is the creations that you create. Your children that you created this world. That's the only thing that matters. The rest doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Your job, the amount of money you make, your house, Man, that TV you bought or whatever, none of those things matter. These toys, they don't matter. Your collectibles, nothing. It's all junk. Stop wasting your time.
Have a similar nervous system and hormonal response to a max effort lift. But you've learned how to manage those things. And you're like, okay, instead, let me approach it calmly, look at the situation. What do I need to do? And that's where the magic happens. This is where it carries over.
It's been said you should have money.
That's where the magic carries over, friends. Okay? Blaha has all the answers for you. He's going to save all of you out there. Yeah, sure. Save yourself, man. I'm telling you. This is the whole thing. He wants to destroy you because jealousy. See you in the next one, friends.